The world I knew ended on a Tuesday. I remember the taste of sweet tea, the sun on cobblestones, the laughter of children. Then came a sound, deeper than thunder, shaking the earth and shattering our windows. My mother shielded me, but no fortress could withstand what was coming. Walls crumbled, dust and smoke choked the air, and the sun disappeared. Sirens wailed for the death of our city. We ran, swept along with hundreds through streets now filled with twisted metal and ghosts of homes. I clung to my mother's hand, terrified of being lost in the chaos. Faces streaked with tears, neighbors helping strangers, all of us reduced to the will to survive. That night, we huddled in a gymnasium, the scent of floor wax, a cruel reminder of normalcy lost. Around me, quiet sobs, frantic whispers, hollow silences. In the darkness, a cold, hard feeling took root, a sense of injustice that would never leave me. The world was not fair. I would never forget it. Childhood ended in the dust. The city I loved was gone. All that remained was survival, and the memory of what was lost. In the aftermath, one question haunted me. Why? Why did they destroy our lives? Why us? My mother had no answers. No one did. The world split into us, and them, those with power and those left with rubble. Their names were curses, their symbols painted over by soldiers. Injustice was not abstract, it was the empty chair at dinner, the ache in my mother's heart. Soldiers patrolled our streets, seeing us as problems, not people. Dehumanization became the cruelest weapon. Told we were less, we started to believe it. My innocence was lost in the dust. In its place grew a hard truth: the world runs on power, not fairness. Those with power do as they wish, the rest endure. This lesson shaped every thought and decision that followed. The question of why faded, replaced by a more dangerous one. When will it be our turn? And what would we do with that turn? Years passed. Grief sharpened into resolve. Survival was a daily test. Be quiet, be invisible, trust no one. Violence wore away my softness, leaving something harder, less able to feel. The world became a battlefield, every stranger a threat. Empathy felt like weakness. My heart built walls to protect what little remained. The desire for justice curdled into anger and a hunger for retribution. We dreamed not just of safety, but of strength, of holding the weapon, not facing it. This change was slow, but relentless. I saw it in my peers, a generation bound by loss, dreaming of power. We wanted to make them feel our pain. We didn't see the danger in that dream. In fighting the monster, we risked becoming it. Then the impossible happened. The tide turned. Whispers of resistance became shouts. Small acts of defiance grew into a movement. I joined the fight, fueled by the cold resolve in my heart. The struggle was brutal, but hope, fierce, hungry hope, grew with every victory. We pushed back, reclaimed our city, and finally the regime fell. We were free. We had won. Power was in our hands. The soldiers who once ruled us were now our prisoners. The officials who destroyed our families were at our mercy. The feeling was intoxicating, a rush of vindication after years of pain. But power is a heavy burden, especially for those who've never held it. We had to decide the fate of our former oppressors. Cracks in our unity appeared. Some demanded retribution, an eye for an eye. They wanted our former masters to feel the same fear and pain. The cycle of violence was not so easily broken. It waited for a new hand to turn the wheel. In victory, we faced our greatest test. Would we become what we hated, or could we choose a different path? The answer was far from clear. The urge to mirror our oppressors was overwhelming. It felt like justice, like balance restored. Psychologists call it identification with the aggressor, a way for victims to regain control by adopting their tormentors' methods. For us, mimicking their strength felt like empowerment, but it was a trap. Revenge offers false closure. It avoids the hard work of healing. By lashing out, we let our oppressors win a final victory, poisoning our future with their legacy. The danger is how righteous it feels. We justified our actions as security, but we were repeating old injustices. We rounded up collaborators, held unfair trials, and saw our enemies as symbols, not people. Dehumanization crept in, just as it had before. The mirror showed us a familiar, frightening face. The cycle was repeating, and we were the ones turning the wheel. This is a tale as old as history. We learned from our oppressors. Violence controls, fear silences, dissent is crushed. Nietzsche warned, He who fights with monsters should be careful lest he thereby become a monster. We gazed into the abyss, and it gazed back. The tools of oppression are easily picked up by new hands. History is full of revolutions that become new tyrannies. We believed our pain made us righteous, but oppression is evil no matter who wields it. The roles reversed, but the script stayed the same. The cycle was not broken, just begun again. We failed to see the danger in our own reflection. Sometimes stories teach what history cannot. In the Hunger Games, Katniss leads a rebellion against tyranny. The capital falls, the rebels win, and power shifts. President Coin proposes a final Hunger Games, this time with the children of the capital's elite. It's perfect revenge, an eye for an eye. Many agree, their pain demanding retribution. But Katniss sees the truth. By repeating the capital's cruelty, they become what they fought. She refuses to endorse the new tyranny, turning her arrow on Coin instead of Snow. With that act, she breaks the cycle. True victory isn't defeating an enemy, it's refusing to become them. Liberation means freeing yourself from hatred, not just from chains. The real triumph is choosing not to be the new oppressor. Katniss's choice is the saga's lesson. Break the cycle. Even when revenge tempts you, the future depends on it. Stories like this remind us. The hardest victory is over ourselves. That is the victory that matters. What is true victory? Not revenge, not role reversal. True liberation is breaking the cycle of hatred. It means seizing power to ensure no one suffers as you did. Real strength is absorbing pain, not passing it on. Mercy, not domination, is the ultimate power. Justice must be about restoration, not vengeance. Build a system of rights and respect, not new chains. The work is slow, often thankless, but lasting. True victory is a world where no child endures what I did. It's measured in generations, free from hatred. Plant seeds for a garden you may never see. That is the only victory that endures. Breaking the cycle of oppression demands rare courage. It's easier to hate than to heal, easier to destroy than to build. The real challenge is to face our pain and choose justice over vengeance. Empathy is the antidote to dehumanization. We must see not just victims and villains, but complex humans. Only by understanding hatred's roots can we uproot it for good. The choice is ours: perpetuate blame or offer a new path. History's wheel can be turned. Let us be the generation that finds the courage to build a new dawn. Let us stop gazing into the abyss and turn to hope. Break the cycle, not for ourselves, but for all who come after. The future depends on what we choose now.